What's up, humans? My name is Alan. Welcome to Money Garden, and today we're going to be talking about what's going on in the market, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're going to see what the Dogecoin millionaire, said about meme coins, and of course, Cryptocom just bought out the Staples Center, so it's going to be incredibly awesome. But of course, I want to remind you, I am no financial advisor, but let's go deep dive into the computer and see exactly what's going on in the crypto space today. Alrighty, so as you've seen for the past couple of days, we've had the market for crypto have a little bit of a dip, but it's pretty interesting to see how people's mindset changed. Now, I brought this up on Monday, but if you were to tell people that Bitcoin right now dipped to $60,000, they would be losing their mind. So just keep that in mind as you look at these numbers, really zoom out and see. I mean, if we just jump into Bitcoin, for example, Bitcoin right now is sitting pretty around the $60,000 mark. Now, of course, what does that mean? Well, if you're relatively new to the market, you're thinking to yourself, well, I saw it all the way up at 68. Sadly, it never got to 69,420. Darn. Oh well, but if you zoom out a little bit, man, even just 3 months ago, we were just sitting at about $48,000. Now, a year ago, we were literally at 17,000. So just keep that in mind. If you're this new, if you just got in, maybe, I don't know, 2 months ago when Shiba Inu was going crazy and you're like, I'm going all in, really contemplate yourself and zoom out to this idea that crypto will always be growing, but of course there needs to be those falls and those dips to make sure it works out well. Now, the current market cap of crypto right now is sitting pretty around 2.6, which is not bad at all. It actually saw quite a bit of rise earlier in the morning. We saw it worse last night, but things seem to be chilling out a little bit. You have Ethereum chilling at about 42.5, and of course my all-time favorite, it's got to be Dogecoin. Always talking about Dogecoin. It's still sitting at around the 23. It kind of dipped quite a bit, to be honest. Same thing with Shiba Inu, but it's all good. There's a great article by cryptonews.com basically stating that Bitcoin priced, right? After finding bids near USD of 58,500, Bitcoin started to an upside correction. So what does that mean, right? So it was all the way up to 68. It went down close to 58, and that's basically a $10,000 dip. At that price point, people were feeling a little bit better. So keep in mind, everybody in the crypto space has their own area that they're willing to buy, and then eventually it'll reach to a point where they're saying it's just too much for me right now. I always like to tell people, where do you think your crypto will be in 2 to 3, 4, 5 years? And if it's higher than where it currently is, just keep buying. So, for example, I believe that Bitcoin is going to go up to $100,000. Now, I think it would happen in the next year or two, but you have to keep that in mind as it dips. When it dips, it's an even bigger opportunity for you to purchase that dip and continue on your journey to really doubling that cash, multiplying it to a higher degree. And this is true for all of crypto, right? So Bitcoin corrected above the 59,200 mark. It even climbed above the 60,000. Right now, like we saw, it's still chilling around the $60,000 mark. Now, we covered a lot about Bitcoin on Monday's show, so let's talk a little bit about Ethereum's price. So Ethereum is stable around the 40, 41.20 support. We're actually going to go over to the coin market cap and just take a look at it. So same thing with Bitcoin. If you notice, when Bitcoin does something, Ethereum follows suit. So of course, like I mentioned, if you look at it from a 1 day mark, of course you're going to be like, oh, it's terrible. But I mean, just zoom out just a month ago. It was at 3,800, and even better, around the time I started getting in, it was around the $2,200 mark. And honestly, in my eyes, currently, I think it's a little too expensive for me. I thought it would reach around the $5,000 mark. So for me, it's getting very close to what I believe is the high for the moment. Now, I do believe Ethereum could reach 10,000, but I don't think it's going to reach that at any point. So keep that in mind. I have certain marks that I want to reach and at certain times that I want to purchase, because there are a lot of other coins, altcoins, not just Bitcoin or Ethereum, but there's other coins that I want to invest in. And we're going to talk about that a little later. But like I mentioned, always zoom out on the charts. Even when you're new, you kind of feel a little bit weird about it. You feel scammed. You feel like you lost. You feel like you're in it too late. And take it from me, someone who just got into this space about a year ago. I thought 2,500 was a lot for Ethereum at the time. Now it's sitting at close to $5,000, double of what I thought at the time was a high. So keep that in mind as you purchase your coins. Now, like I mentioned with Ethereum, recovered above the 4,200 mark, and it's kind of struggling to really get out of like the 48, the $4,500 mark. But I think we will see some real changes very soon. Now, if we have to talk about any other coins, these are my favorites. Cardano, it settled below the 1.92. I was purchasing it around the 140. I thought it would reach like $5 by now. Huge mistake on my part, but that's okay. It happens, and not everything comes to fruition as we think it will. And right now, it's chilling at around 192, it's trying to touch the $2 mark, but it needs a lot. I feel like Cardano is like a sleeping giant, where when it needs to get something done, it will, but it's very quiet as it does it. I don't know. Cardano has a lot to go, but we'll see where it can happen, where it can fall in as we go. Sheep is recovering and approaching the 500 resistance zone. Now, I got this when it was like at the 100 and stuff like that, so it's nice to see it 5x for me, basically. A lot of people just got into it. So this is exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to sheep, right? Any meme coin or anything like that, you have to be very careful and understand you're either going to stay for the long run or the short run. If you haven't already made your move, I personally feel like it's been a little bit too late. You saw the potential of it. Now I feel like if you just wait for a little bit longer, it can keep going a little higher. So I'm going to continue holding my sheep, but it's really nice to know that for a meme coin, one that was designed to be a Dogecoin killer, it's still holding off pretty strong. And we're going to talk a little bit about meme coins and what Pro the Doge, also known as the Dogecoin millionaire, how he talks about how to pick your meme coins, your dog coins in general, and we'll see exactly what that means. But of course, we can't have a show without Solana. Solana blew me out of the water. I could not figure out why it blew up. But once I started doing my research on Solana, I figured that wow, like I see why it is and where it is and where it's doing now. It's really the computing power, the transaction speeds that allow this to be so quick and so fast. So I think Solana really does deserve the current position that it's in. I really had to have some mental fights inside of me to make that realization, especially since all my money was kind of going towards Cardano. I didn't even put any sort of love towards Solana, but if you did get into Solana, congratulations. I'm going to say it now. You called it and you killed it. So hopefully you took some money out as we speak. But I do believe that Solana still has a lot of potential. Now, of course, let's move over to the Dogecoin millionaire. No, if you guys don't know, the Dogecoin millionaire, aka Pro the Doge on Twitter, he actually invested a couple $100,000 into Dogecoin back in the early 2021, and he became a millionaire because of it. This is the time where it started to pump. Elon Musk got into it. Mark Cuban got into it. I got into it. I made some money off of it, so I kept putting money in. Nowhere near what he did, but he basically has a rule of thumb, right? So the Dogecoin millionaire started off with only Dogecoin, and he was like a Dogecoin maximus, right? He always pushed Dogecoin, and then he got into Cardano. That's actually why I felt better about buying Cardano and continually accumulating. And then as of recent, he got into Floki. Floki is another meme coin that's based off Dogecoin in a sense. Um, I didn't know how to feel about that. I haven't purchased any. I'd love to know if you have, but they're currently kind of giving him a hard time because Pro the Doge was always seen as the Dogecoin millionaire. Why are you moving here? I personally believe you have the option to diversify your account. It really does suck that he kind of gave himself the name the Dogecoin millionaire. So the people that do follow him kind of expect him to do this. Uh, my apologies. Still a little bit sick. The people still expect him to be part of Doge, and when he moves over to other coins, kind of makes people feel left behind, or maybe he doesn't have the same amount of love. But what I really liked about this tweet is he said, never buy anything that is attached to another name. So what he's saying, for example, baby sheep, daddy Doge, little Floki, Mars, whatever, tiny Doge, Uncle Floki, all those names, as they come. He's basically stating if they give themselves their own name, they're how would I say, they're more reliable to put your money into. So what he's saying is he doesn't have anything against Sheeb for being known as the Dogecoin killer because Sheeb is its own name. Now we have things like a baby Doge that's trying to just go off the name Doge instead of trying to be its own thing. Now you could argue that it's kind of the same thing still, but he's kind of saying that look, you have to see where the where the project is going, where it's going to be, what it's creating, what's going on in the back end, talking to the developers, talking to the people behind it. And he says, make your decisions off of that. Now, I really do agree with him in a sense. I've gotten into other meme coins. I feel like there's no real reason to get stuck with one uh, meme coin, really. There's potential for anything, and who knows which one could grow. It's always better to join as many things as you can and diversify your account. So I really just wanted to talk about this because I think it's a very interesting take on meme coins and how a lot of us kind of just smirk it off or laugh it off. When in reality, us who got into Dogecoin, we're just like a lot of these people today, right? We were just trying to see what was happening. We were doing it for the lulz. We were doing it for the jokes, for the good times, for doing good every day, right? So just keep that in mind as you look for other coins. It's not a bad idea to jump into some memes. I don't think it is. Others may disagree. I'd love to know your what you think about that. Are you into any altcoins that are like meme like? Why is it? Please let me know. I'd love to know down in the comments below. Now, the reason you're all here, of course, we're currently talking about the Staples Center being changed to the Crypto.com arena. Wow, insane, crazy. I heard the news last night. I was hanging out with some buddies, and he brought it up, and he was like, "Dude, did you hear? Staples Center is going to be the crypto arena." They aren't really in a crypto like that, so to them, they were like, "Wow, what a sellout! This sucks." In my head, the whole time, I was like, "Yes, yes, this just signifies great change in the crypto space." And instantly, I went and bought some more Crow. Before we continue on this page, I actually want to show you what's happened with Crow. So if you don't know, Crow is Crypto.com's token, their cryptocurrency that they use in their exchange and their platform. I actually joined Crypto.com earlier this year when the price was like around like I want to say like 20 cents. I didn't really think much of it, but I was a fool. I should have held on to what I purchased. I purchased like maybe $100 worth of Crow, but then I moved the Crow to something else. I only really kept like 100 Crows. So I really wish I would have believed and really stayed in it. But we'll jump into the price point for a little bit before we go back into the news site. So 3 months ago, and this is actually when I got in, it was sitting pretty, like I mentioned, around the 20 cent mark. Now, with everything that's been going on now, I don't know if you know this, but you've probably been seeing Crypto.com has been a part of a lot of festivals now. They've been marketing themselves in football games. They've been marketing themselves to celebrities. And this is great news. Why? Because what they're doing is not only great for Crypto.com, but it's great for crypto in general. And you can see people start talking about it a little bit more. It was kind of crazy seeing my friends just bring it up and just say, oh, it's Crypto.com now. And they were laughing. They're like, how do we call it the Crypto.com arena? But in time, people's mindsets will change and they'll start calling it what it is. And I just wanted to touch on the price for a quick second, right? So in a 3 months time, it's kind of doubled. And last night, that's actually when I purchased. And I purchased at around the 45 cent mark. And it was kind of cool because I woke up this morning to, I believe we're sitting right now at around the 50 cent mark. Let me see, 54. I saw it at 58 on my phone. It's kind of crazy. I'm going to continue to accumulate. I might let it dip just a little bit because once we go back into the news, we'll be able to see what I mean and why it's good to accumulate little by little. So let's jump back into the news article. And it basically stating that the Staples Center is getting a new name for Christmas. Yes, this is what I mean. So this isn't happening officially until December 25th of this year. And there's going to be a lot of changes happening from there after. It's not going to be an instant change where every sign changes, every piece of memorabilia, whatever. Not all of that's going to change immediately. So this is good for us to accumulate little by little. I do not recommend you throw your entire bag into it. Anything can happen. Anything can always happen in the crypto space. So the downtown Los Angeles venue, home of the Lakers, the Clippers, the Kings, and the Sparks, will wear the new name for 20 years. This is a 20-year deal. Let me tell you, this means that this will go until the year 2042. We know how quickly crypto has changed the world in its 10, 15 years of existence. Not even that. I think it's only been like 10 years. Imagine 20 more years. The metaverse will be a part of our daily lives. I know that for a fact. We'll be using crypto to purchase things on a daily basis. There will be more rules, infrastructure, and ideas within this world. And having Crypto.com here in LA really signifies that change happening. Crypto.com paid more than $700 million for the naming rights, which is insane. That just shows you how dedicated Crypto.com is to pushing their name, pushing their brand, and pushing crypto as a whole, and how much they believe in this. And it's nice to see the institutions really diving deeper. Now, of course, money buys a lot of things, so it's really cool to see how far they're going with this. Now, the arena's new logo will debut on the 25th of December when the Lakers host the Brooklyn Nets. So I'm gonna watch that game for sure. And all of Staples Center signage will be replaced by the new name by June 2022. So although that they're kind of gonna take over in December 25th, you won't really see the final outcome and the final change for a few more months until June 2022. So that gives you guys roughly around 6 to 7 months to accumulate more crow. I am a firm believer that crow could reach close to $2 to $3 within that time period. Right now, it's only at 50 something cents. So accumulate, purchase, stake. You can then take advantage of the rewards that come with it. A lot to consider here, and Crypto.com has never really done me dirty. So let me know if you guys have some negative feedback on Crypto.com, but so far I've been liking the service. Crypto.com's chief executive, Chris, I'm going to butcher this name, Marzalek, hopes that the new name will come to be seen as a sign of the times. Just like I mentioned earlier, you cannot fight this. This will happen. People will start accepting it. It's only a matter of time. Now, I don't know if it'll completely destroy the fiat system. I don't think it will. But I can see this changing the world slowly but surely. Uh, and of course, like I mentioned, this is just a brilliant move from the guys at AEG because the next decade belongs to crypto. Yes, sir. Yes, and I firmly believe this. Everyone still calls me a fool. A lot of people still think that it's not going to happen anytime soon, but it's creeping up every single day. There's always new news to see. And it's a bit of a match made in heaven, as they spoke. When we think about the type of brands that Crypto.coms like to partner with, Crypto.com is looking for the most unique branding platforms to make statements and drive adoption. And we're looking at an innovative, forward-thinking company that helps us chart a course for the future of sports and entertainment events, because that's where the people are at. You know, people go to these events to enjoy themselves, and they subliminally have all these messages, and they'll go home after a good game, and they'll be like, "Oh, what's Crypto.com about?" Or, you know, that's why you see Coca-Cola everywhere. That's why you see Pepsi everywhere. That's why you see Microsoft and this and that and Apple, whatever. They know where the people are is where the change will happen. Alrighty, humans, that pretty much hits it for today. Lots of crazy news happening in the space. I hope the market goes back up, but it's a really good time to purchase and get the dip. Be aware that it can continue to dip, but know that if you have an idea where you want to go in your crypto profile, and you know where these cryptos that you're investing in can go, just keep putting in, keep buying the dip. And we see all these great changes, like we mentioned with Crypto.com. But it's really just about spending the right time in the market, not timing the market. So with that, I leave you. My name was Alan. This was Money Garden. Give us a like and a follow if you can. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And let me know how I can better this show. I love being with you guys at every single moment that I can. I'll be seeing you guys on Friday. But other than that, I bid you adieu. Stay awesome. Thank you.